Hey, what is going on, everybody? Carter here. Got another video for you. We're going to be looking at another bad blood knife. I'm not sure if I have already put up the fire spitter video or if that one's coming after this, so bear with me if there's some inconsistencies in my talking. But this is the Dreadnaught. It is another production version of a Sean Kendrick custom knife, and it is a beast as well. It is a monster blade. I'm definitely going to be doing a comparison between this and the fire spitter just to show you guys the differences in case you're wanting to get one over the other. But overall idea is very similar. You have a large flipper knife. The flipper design is pretty much the exact same. G10 scales, steel liners. You even have the fuller on the scale on here, just like you do on the fire spitter. Different texture on this one. It's a lot lighter, both in feeling and visually. Quite a bit thicker stock on this blade. 8CR13 MOV. So it is a monster chunk of steel. Look at that. Huge. Hollow grind on this baby instead of flat ground. There's the Bad Blood logo. Thinner steel liners. This particular one is locking quite a bit higher percentage than the fire spitter. You've got some decorative holes in the pocket clip. Bead blasted finish all around. That's all similar. It's thick and chunky, but not as thick and chunky as the fire spitter. This one does not have the detent issue that the fire spitter had. It's perfect in the way that it is secured closed. It does have the internal stop pin, so basically it has a channel cut into the tang of the blade, and then the stop pin is fixed into place and basically sandwiched. I'm trying to see if you can actually see inside there. You can kind of see the pin right here. It's fixed into place, and once it hits the end of the channel over here, it stops, and then it goes through the channel here and then stops. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but rather than having the stop pin in the back, it just allows you, especially on flippers, it gives you a lot more design ability on where you're going to put this flipper, because normally you'd have a stop pin in the way of this flipper, so it kind of allows different design considerations when you do it that way. And in this one, it is implemented perfectly. Nice and centered. And this is a heavy knife. It is not as heavy as the fire spitter, though. It's heavy, but not quite that heavy. Flips open really nicely. This one locks up solid. Beautiful knife. Really cool. Once again, it's like 35 bucks for a Sean Kendrick design. I don't know. I don't think you can beat it. You could nitpick some of the stuff on it if you're really into like fit and finish and things like that. But for the price, I really don't see how you'd have too much of a leg to stand on as far as complaining about any of the knives out of this line. But yeah, 35 bucks, really good value. It is a monster of a blade. I think it comes in at about 9 ounces, so definitely on the heavy side. Not for those of you who like a nice light blade. I did try to take this apart because I wanted to stonewash the blade and the pocket clip, but on this one, for some reason, it is this pivot has been Loctited with something. I don't know, with the red Loctite or the blue, whatever is the strongest. I could not get this thing apart, and started to strip out the screws. They're not heat treated like every Chinese made knife I've ever owned, so they strip out quite easily, and yeah, I couldn't get them to budge, but hopefully I'll stonewash the fire spitter and kind of make it look a little cooler. But yeah, so just a look at the Dreadnaught. It is a cool knife, especially for the money. Ergonomics are fantastic. Jimping, great. Look at that blade shape. It's just so cool looking. It is such an awesome looking knife. Alright guys, I'm out of here. You take it easy.